Hey folks, just a quick note to let y'all know that I'm taking a couple weeks off of making new videos from the channel. I've got an 8-month-old daughter here that I'm spending some time with, and pretty much the only bottles I'm slinging these days look like this. But I've put together a couple compilation clip shows for you that are some of my greatest hits. But leave a comment below on new videos you'd like to see when I come back, probably in about a month or so. And until then, enjoy.
You start with a splash of Jägermeister, then add slow gin,
Got that.
triple sec,
Right.
quadruple sec,
Yeah.
gunk from a dog's eye, absolute pickle,
Pickle.
the red stripe from Aquafresh, and the funniest ingredient, the venom of the Louisiana lobotomoth. Come on, sweetie. You stir it with a home pregnancy test till it turns positive, and presto, the forget-me shot. The point is, this drink is the ultimate brain bleacher. One swig wipes out the last day of your life.
All right, let's recreate this step by step. We're going to start with some Jägermeister, which is actually a decent herbal liqueur, though most people just associate it with Jaeger bombs from college. Since the Forget Me Shot has a lot of components, we're just going to add a 1/4 ounce of Jägermeister. Next up, we need a slow gin, which confuses a lot of people with the name, thinking it's some kind of slow distillation process, when in fact, slow gin is just gin infused with a sour stone fruit called sloe, and then some sugar is typically added. Again, we're going to add a 1/4 ounce. Mo then adds some triple sec, which is an orange-flavored liqueur. Here I'm using Cointreau. And there's actually still some debate as to why it's called triple sec. Some say that refers to the triple distillation process. Others say it's a marketing term to make it sound 3 times as orangey as the competition. Either way, another 1/4 ounce into the glass. So then Mo adds quadruple sec, which isn't a thing, but we're going to interpret that to mean we're going to take some triple sec and amp up the orange flavor. So take another 1/4 ounce of triple sec, and to this we're going to add a couple drops of orange flower water, as well as a few drops of orange bitters. 1/4 ounce of the quadruple sec into the glass. Next up is gunk from a dog's eye. Now I don't own a dog, and I spent way too much time doing research on Pets WebMD to learn what the hell this stuff was. So in the end, I just decided to try some of my own. Well, turns out it doesn't really taste like anything, maybe a little bit salty. So we'll just sprinkle a little bit of that in the drink. You can also add just a pinch of salt. Alright, absolute pickle. Now, this isn't a real liquor, so we're going to make our own. We're going to start by combining just 1 bar spoon of vodka with another bar spoon of pickle brine. This is going to create about a 1/4 ounce of pickle-flavored vodka. And in the glass it goes. Now we need the red stripe from Aquafresh. Look at that big red stripe there. Should be pretty easy to slice off, right? Well, it turns out the red part is more of a thin vein on the toothpaste, so I had to take a metal pick and try to carve it out. This took way longer than I expected. I probably spent over 5 minutes just trying to get that red toothpaste out of there, and at some point I kind of felt like Bob Ross trying to build out his palette with some crimson red to paint a sunset. Alright, I finally had enough to work with here, so I scraped it up and dropped it into the shot glass. Finally, venom from the Louisiana lobotomoth, which doesn't exist. Fortunately, we have some scorpion right here. This is some of my favorite hot sauce, and 1 drop should do the trick. And we now have a leading contender for weirdest thing I'm going to do on this channel, which is stirring this up with a home pregnancy test until it turns positive. And now we wait. This was the longest 2 minutes of my life. If it's negative, I don't actually have to do this, right? Okay, time's up, and we're having a shot. Cue Nick's inner monologue. This won't be so bad, you got this, and oh, that is sweet from that triple sec, and oh, here comes the toothpaste as well as the Jaeger coming together. It can only be described as the Forget Me Shot. That wasn't too. Could go for a coffee right about now. Glad I got this burr grinder. Didn't I have a burrito in here? Ah, yes. Where did my phone go? What is it doing right here? Is it recording? Where did these studio lights come from?
I decided to mix the little bits that were left in every liquor bottle. In my haste, I had grabbed a bottle of the kids' cough syrup. It passed the first test. I didn't go blind. Huh? I don't know the scientific explanation, but fire made it good.
Let's see if we can make a better version. So instead of that purple cough syrup, we're going to be using this creme de violette, which is a liqueur made from violet flowers and has a floral taste. So let's add 3/4 of an ounce of the creme de violette, 3/4 of an ounce of Cointreau, 3/4 of an ounce of gin, and 3/4 of an ounce of lime juice, equal parts of all. Next, you know the drill, throw that into a shaker tin with ice, shake it up for about 15 seconds, and here we're gonna double strain it into a coupe glass. Oh, leave no drop behind. Next, we're gonna make a lime boat, so hollow out that lime wedge, drop it on top of the cocktail, and then fill it up with some 151 proof liquor. This will light on fire and give you a nice flaming effect for your modern flaming Homer. If you're feeling fancy, spring for some lemon extract and use that instead of the 151 rum here. You'll get a much brighter flame. So just let that burn off and enjoy.
Well, superb.
Alright, let's see how superb this actually is. We'll try to recreate it exactly as Bart does. We have the benefit of actually seeing the recipe followed right here. We're going to start with our sweet vermouth, which is an aromatized wine that's flavored with herbs, spices, and fruit. And Bart's recipe calls for 1/2 ounce or about 15 mils of this. And next we need our whiskey, which can be a bourbon or a rye. Here we're going to use a bourbon, 1.5 ounces or 45 mils. And then it calls for 1 dash of Angostura bitters. Now Bart actually shakes this drink, which really isn't typical of a Manhattan. In fact, most spirit-forward cocktails are stirred to prevent over-dilution. If you want to learn more about this, I did a whole video on shaking versus stirring. And then we'll just strain this into a cocktail glass, and just as Bart does, grab one of those bright red cherries and drop it in. Alright, let's find out if this Manhattan is indeed superb. So yeah, this is a really solid Manhattan. As long as you're using quality ingredients, you can't really go wrong with this recipe. Now as for these bright red, chewy maraschino cherries, I might pass on this one.
Thanks for watching, y'all. If you like this video, I'll put a couple other videos up on screen that you might enjoy as well. And let me know what other videos you want to see when I come back in about a month or so. Until next time, cheers.